In episode 274, not that much of an exciting week in Upland, but an exciting week in the Upland Property Experts podcast with 31 Uplanders in 31 days. There was a great article released today about Upland and their development team and the head developer. So we'll get into that. And you also have some Ice Dragon monster trucks to talk about. Stay tuned, and you know shenanigans will happen at some point.
The UPX podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host who's stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland Property Experts, baby, UPX.
Welcome to episode 274 of the Upland Property Experts podcast. I'm your host, Too Stupid to Win, and as always, I'm joined by Thank Me Later. How we doing, brother?
What up? I am doing good. I won my first UAP auction. I'm pretty excited about it. A set of pretty cool carts that look like they're carved out of wood, all mint one. If you're not in this UAP server, they have some really cool auctions on the regular, and somebody's got to fight Unspoken Bullet for some of this stuff because he is just pulling in the good assets. They got designers, so if you run any asset manufacturing and you're looking for ideas or need things to manufacture, they auction off like full sets of really cool stuff. I was just in bidding for these like samurai things. Yeah, Mass Chef, who's not going to be here because he's sick, was in there with the snipe at the last second on him. He got out-sniped by somebody else, though. And so it was pretty intense. A lot of good action, but if you're not already on it, I would definitely take a look at it. Always some really cool stuff being auctioned there. Lots of UGC content. Loving it.
Whatever you're doing when you're clicking on the comments, it's thumping your microphone.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it's, oh, you know what? I probably used to use my mouth. That doesn't probably thump it. Is that better?
There you go.
All right. Great vibes tonight. I agree, Michael. Salamanders. I don't like any kind of lizards.
So, you know, speaking of great things to pick up in Upland this week, I splurged way more than I should have.
Oh, yeah?
But I had to go grab it. And you're going to hate me too.
Uh-oh. It's a turtle, not a lizard. Oh, I like turtles. How?
TD was liquidating and I threw a number out there and I got it. I mean, it's expensive. I mean, it's on the chain, so I can't lie. I paid 150 for it, so.
Oh, I would have paid 200 for it, TD. You got ripped off.
You just said the other day you didn't want to pay 200 for it.
I didn't want to pay 200, but I would have. Especially for Mint 1. Come on now. Dang.
So, I had to scoop in because nobody else is selling there, so I had to scoop in.
That's for you. Got to subscribe to my Only Feats fan page to know that information.
Oh man,
yeah. Man, dang, that's a good get. Wait, do you have the full set then?
I do have the full set now.
I wonder how many points that will add to your collector's score. They finally look like they. Oh no, you're missing tea bag.
I swore I had the tea bag. What happened?
It doesn't look like it.
Look like it. Oh man.
So I was gonna say I didn't see the little collection complete thing.
No, I didn't. Oh, now I got to find a tea bag.
Yep.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well,
Oh man.
and on that news, they finally updated the site, and Unspoken has absolutely crushed it. He must be going in hard. His score has shot up pretty high. So
Yeah.
he's out there. He's out there amassing a massive collection.
I mean, he got mad that he overtook you and then he undertook you and then it corrected or something. So then he just went ham. He was just like, F this.
Yeah.
Hold my drink and watch this.
Nah, kudos. Bullet said, "No way you'll beat him." Probably not. He's on a spending spree. I mean, the nice thing I like to look at it is I've had the opportunity to hold pretty much every first place in this game at one point or another. I don't think it's possible to keep those first places forever, but I was the highest overall collector score when it first got released. I was one of the first 3 to get all 21 collections complete. I was the first one to 1,000 properties, numerous firsts. So I'm okay with that. I'm not in any thread of my history and Upland's kind of history books. So
no, absolute legend in itself.
Yeah, and I still have the Genesis property. So
yeah, absolutely. Now we've been doing 31 Uplanders in 31 days. We're into day 6 already. It's gone by pretty quick, this whole thing. My wife is definitely glad that we're wrapping up the interviews.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of work. Like, I mean, it doesn't sound, you're like, oh, 31 interviews, that's not too bad. But honestly, I told Bullet I'd give you a BE for your sweater vest. But it's a lot. I mean, because each interview, while aired, is probably 25, 30 minutes. Each one takes about an hour. So you figure it's 16 hours of content, but over 30 hours of actual interviews. And then that doesn't even include any of the prep time or post edit time and posting time and doing the tweets and all the stuff that you're doing for it. So it's an unbelievable labor. And yeah, again, when you say it, you're like, oh, that's not too bad. But then when you're actually doing it, like, oh, this is actually a slog. Like it's a lot. And I don't really have to do much but show up. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully the community enjoys it. It has absolutely been a blast doing it. I mean, learning about all of these different people. We've had so many different walks of life. The variety of people that we've got to connect with through this has been kind of astonishing to me, honestly. So yeah.
And shout out to Lightning Leg, Shaq DeLang, King Cody, AS97, Phil 009, Wolf Warner, the Creedmoor Hub, JP Dopus Crew, Josh Jones, Kachow, Elijah Judah. Everybody's just you've been constantly engaging with the tweets, with the videos. Oh, KO Ninja. I'm going to forget people, but you guys and gals have been hammering it. Marcin. You guys have just been hammering it. We post a tweet or something, you're right there, retweeting it or liking it, leaving a comment. Thank you so much for the engagement. That really helps so much. Really appreciate that. And the people that I did forget, I'm sorry. I can only scroll so fast and read off names from X, but yeah.
Also completely unrelated, but Michael Katz has a special birthday shout. What? You have more people trying to do a birthday shout out before it gets lost in the comments and I forget about it for Colombianita. Birthday shout out.
Happy birthday.
There you go. I wanted to do that before it scrolled away and I missed it.
Yeah. JH2271, Obi-Wan, BK. Yeah, the list just keeps going on and on and on of people that have been helping and supporting it. And
No idea Picasso was so posh.
and Walker's been helping out too. It just keeps going. Mildred. Yeah. All right. But thank you. Keep that up. I'm glad everybody's enjoying the series so far. Now, for some other people, I've been kind of busy, but the whole concept of this one was not to have people that have been out there as content creators and have a lot of videos out there. So I will be a spoiler. You won't see the ninjas, as much as they're friends of the show. You won't see a Mass Chef interview. The people that are constantly streaming or streaming with us, that's there were some exceptions, but it was trying to introduce a lot of different players to the community in a short time span, along with, players in other countries. And that's been interesting, trying to make the times work with the players in other countries. Looking at you, Maui, stop getting cold feet. Let's get on the show. Come on, Maui.
Almost is on a tear tonight.
When isn't almost on a tear?
That's true.
No, nobody wants to hear from that guy. Oh, birthday girl's in the house.
Yeah. Have you not been following along?
No,
you've been on your own little thing. I'm trying to engage the active audience here.
I'm trying to thank the active audience.
No, I'm talking about tonight. I'm doing live. Cheese, you better not get. I know you're shy. Come on and do it though. Everybody wants to hear for some cheese.
Yeah. Need more cheese.
Everything's better with more cheese. Everyone knows that. It's not anniversary, it's birthday. Jeez. It's life anniversary.
Ooh.
I want to see Recurrier interview TM.
I think we need to make this happen.
I think that no comment. You know what? I'm just going to I'm not going to add any fuel to that fire. I'm just going to let that smolder where it is.
I think that would be, yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I was just contemplating.
Don't do it. Don't feed the trolls. Don't do it.
Oh, man. But yeah, 7 days in, and we have a lot more days to go. We got 24
25
more days. Yeah. Sorry, I was ahead of myself by a day. Yeah. 25 more to go, and it gets fun. It's been fun, and it gets fun.
Oh yeah. No, for sure.
What's been your biggest takeaway so far of this whole experience?
I mean, I guess I already knew, like, from my experience, like, how important the community was. Of, like, this is really a game, a community that all plays the same game, as opposed to a bunch of people that play the same game independently. I don't know how to say it, but it is reassuring to hear universally, like, the same, like, people have different favorite events, they have different play styles, they have different reasons they got in, they have different reasons that they like it, but the community aspect universally, like, when you bring that up, it's like, that's why we're here. Like, that's why we've stayed. That is what keeps us wanting to come back for more. All of that, like, it always comes back to the community every single time. And so I guess that's not it's reassuring. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a surprise, but until you ask, like, you can assume that. It's easy to assume that. But then hearing it so resoundingly That's the other thing. It's not like it's like, oh yeah, I like the community. It's like, oh my gosh, the community. Like that's what it's all about. Like I love my community, and everybody, like they're all from different kinds of community, racing communities, neighborhood communities, creative communities. Like it doesn't really matter, West Coast, East Coast, overseas, like all these different communities, but it's a core aspect to why people stick with Upland. It's all about that. So yeah.
No, that is reaffirming. I was and just watching their faces light up when they talk about the community too. So it's actually
Right.
genuine, and it gives them so much more. And I enjoy doing the quick fire rounds. I think it's fun, especially now that people have figured out it's a competition and they're trying to get into it as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. It is interesting. There was actually completely squirrel moment, but there's this show, and I think it's called 100 Humans, where they like test, they have these 100 humans of varieties, and they have them do different things. And one of them is like explain the game tic-tac-toe in as few words as possible. And like one guy just like goes on for like 45 minutes. And the quick fire rounds sometimes be like that. Like some people are like, yep, I get it. I understand the assignment. And then some people are like, I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to like add in a bunch of extra. And it's very entertaining. Like when they're like, I'm going to take 5 minutes to do this 60-second interview. I really kind of enjoy that. And watching you like ready to ask the next question, but they're just wanting to give you more content on the question they're asking.
Like
So,
I'm trying to help everybody out to make sure I don't want to be the one holding them up. So in the end, when the fastest one isn't figured out, that they're just like, oh no, too stupid, was kind of slow. I'm like, I'm ready to go because I don't want to be the hold up of somebody. It's going to come down to seconds. It's going to come down to a second.
it's definitely going to be down to seconds for sure.
And that's fun. I just saw on X, Kachow said there's a node in North Trenton, property purchased.
Yeah, believe it. And it's like it's booming too. Like you can't get in there cheap. It's kind of crazy.
No, you cannot.
So,
You cannot.
yeah, I mean that's the other cool thing. Like so many communities I didn't know existed. Was it who was it that was telling that they were tracking? One of our people was saying that they were tracking all the discords, and there was like over 400 different community discords.
Yeah, that's coming up. We'll keep that a surprise, but that is coming up here soon.
Like, yeah, like I just was like, dang, that's insane. Yeah.
You'll know by Monday.
You'll know by Monday. There you go. Stay tuned.
You'll know by Monday how many Upland servers this person was tracking.
Make Cleveland great again. That's a tough order, Jimmy. Let's stick to the realistic, please.
Killer. I see how it is. Yeah, I swear I had that TD block or teabag block explorer. I'm sad now.
You want me to buy one?
Nah, I'll find one. I'm good.
Not if I buy them all.
Then sure, buy me one.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe they didn't give us one.
Right? What's the deal with the road trip thing? I don't know. What is the deal with the road trip thing?
Have they announced it? I haven't even heard the announcement on the road trip thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard the road trip. They did say it was going to be a contest, but
dude, you can get the. There is. Where is this?
It's so dumb. I need it in the collection. I should just be able to click it, and it should show me everywhere it's available. Dude,
Mustita is selling one in Kansas City right now for $33. $36.
I was trying to make my way to Vegas because I only got 9 days to complete all of my other activities to get me the earnings I need for the season. Off to Kansas City.
5 left. Need functionality to sell.
Lost my Iron Cortez. All right. Now, Upland did announce yesterday that there is the Monster Truck Bash. And that is going on starting now. And it's a cool looking Ice Dragon monster truck. And it's going to happen from today, Thursday, March 6th, 9 a.m. Pacific time through next Thursday, March 13th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. There's 15 Ice Dragon monster trucks and 250,000 Sparklet token airdrop. All you have to do is spend USD. Each purchase qualifies, and you get their name on the leaderboard. They do cap it at $1,000, so you just can't dump more money into it just to be unfair. You can't whale yourself into a truck.
Oh, gotcha.
They did say since the X-Stacks celebration, they do have the Terraformer sales. They have 2 more Terraformers, and that's been a long-running Block Explorer 5-mint, very exclusive Block Explorer collection. But it's expensive. $1,000 US, you get 1 million UPX, and you get the Terra Block Explorer for free.
Yeah, these are tricky. I really have always been a fan of these in a sense, because A, they're kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, they really need like some sort of like functionality or like added game. Like it's the other thing is it's really hard because like it'd be one thing if like there was a game where but you had to have like both the head and the body and it like came together, or like you could swap out. Like actually the way it should work is like you have to have a head and a body, and they should be like interchangeable, and then you like build a little character and then you can play something like that. Would be pretty elite, something like that. But I mean, these are interesting looking for sure. With UPX, the way it's priced, like, you know, usually I would balk and be like, hey, you know, you get this for free. But the reality is, you know, you're getting $500 worth of UPX or less. So you're really paying $500 now for these Block Explorers. So it's a much different value proposition than it used to be, because buying UPX outright is by far and away the worst thing you can do in Upland. Like, I don't think there's like, not financial advice, but the worst thing you can do, you know, all things being equal, outright buying UPX is the worst deal. So this is only slightly better than that because you get a free Block Explorer, but I don't think this Block Explorer is worth $500. I wouldn't pay 500,000 UPX for it. I would pay 250,000 UPX for it. But you know, that puts $1,000 for, you know, 1,200 UPX. Like, I don't know. Yeah. This bundle, X map asset sales, 3 fences to celebrate. Yeah. It's a digital paperweight, yeah.
So they do have the fences, so $16 for 250 of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does. I guess that counts towards your
collector score,
the monster truck and stuff too. So there's
that. Yep, gives you more.
Well, I don't understand. So if it's what I don't understand then, so if you're maxed out at 1,000, but it's number of USD purchases. So if I make one $1,000 purchase and somebody else makes, you know, 10 $5 purchases, do they get 5 chances to win and I only get 1? I'm confused.
It just says it'll be capped at $1,000 worth of tokens. So it sounds like the more you spend, the bigger your chances of winning. So I think each dollar gives you, I would think each dollar would give you some sort of entry.
I think it's a vote for each dollar. Oh, okay. So it's like the American democracy. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
$1 gets you one vote.
Yeah. One entry. Yep.
I think it's all luck. You could buy $1 and win. Yeah.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, you can buy. It's just statistically you're not likely. So maybe that they should have specified that a little bit better. But
yeah,
there you go. Buy the $1,000 block explorer and max out your monster truck chances. I mean, what do you think those monster trucks go for?
I mean, there's only 15 of them, and
well, what's their rating? Are they like I would assume they're like rated like trucks. You're not competing in any of the pro circuits with it, right?
No.
So, but it's not like a cart, it's a proper car. They look cool for sure. Like I like the chromed out tires, like the jacked truck, like it's cool. It's not really a monster truck though. The tires would need to be significantly bigger. This is just a Texas like chrome truck. Like nothing wrong with it, but like I'm a big monster truck fan. Like if they ever did an actual partnership and had like Gravedigger, which I feel like did they have a monster truck partnership? Because they had the monster. I don't know if it was official.
You got excited because it was hinting around that, but nothing ever materialized.
Oh, that's what it was. I just know like Gravedigger, I would go nuts for a Gravedigger proper, but it's got to be a proper monster truck. The tires on a monster truck are huge, are massive. This is just a lifted truck, which is still cool. And I love the chrome tires. Like that's a unique feature because like that's not realistic at all. Like you would have like that would be the most insane. Like what would the material of that be? Like just giant metal tires? Like I don't even understand. So from that perspective, I appreciate the fantasy aspect. So what? Tiny monster trucks for $260, $250 in game, says Happy Jack. Yeah, so I would put these at, I would say 250,000. That seems like
500,000.
No way.
I mean, if they're selling for 260, if they're priced at 262,
well,
USD,
price doesn't mean that they're selling though. And
true.
The tiny monster trucks, I think, are more collectible than this one. I don't know how many tiny monster trucks there were.
All right, Happy Jack says $699K UPX.
Yeah, but again, that's just what they're priced for. I wonder what like. I'd be curious to know if anybody's bought one recently, what they've gone for. I don't know how many tiny monster trucks there are either, but I remember those were being super cool, and those kind of being the first monster trucks. I have to go look at what they look like now aesthetically to see if they're more monster truck like than this one. But yeah. Why are we talking Tiny Dancer? I'm not gonna chat gets unhinged sometimes.
It does. JT, were you trying to say my pony? But anyway, I'm not even going down those two rabbit holes there.
Yeah, no.
I'll leave them be. They did announce the
metal tires sparking the race. Now, if that was true, that would be cool. That would definitely add. If they had, and again, what's that stupid car soccer game that I assume people still play? Something league, Rocket League.
Oh yeah.
I really think that there is an opportunity to do some like Rocket League style aesthetics to the cars. Add in some different gas, like smoke elements, be able to, do some underlighting or some different victory celebrations. Like you could do some aesthetic stuff and have those as like premium upgrades and stuff like that. I think that would be something that would be easy to, and again, you don't have to make everything NFTs. Like this can just be account specific. Like, hey, if you did 1,000 races and your name is City Pigeon, you get to unlock this, underglow or special smoke. But yeah. Didn't Upland have a Steam Rocket League type game? Did they? I don't know.
Oh, all right. Now since JT and TM got me going down the 90s rabbit hole of songs.
We need to be able to wrap our cars. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, like you guys did for Creedmoor.
There was World of Football, but I think, it was with just fat heads. I don't think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was.
They had the big fat heads. My kids played it a little bit for a while there. First person to type into the comments what the Wu-Tang Clan told you to protect gets 25,000 UPX. What did the Wu-Tang Clan tell you to protect? Sorry. They also announced that Vegas expansion collections, some of them minted out. So they had a neighborhood of...
Is it your neck?
Yeah, it was your neck. Yeah, you got enough money, but I'll give you 25K.
Oh,
Kachow is so close.
So close.
JT, I figured you'd be all over that one. You got yourself.
Look, the only thing I want to hear from Upland about Vegas is G Week. Everything else they can keep quiet about.
You know what? I went back today because I was like, where is this email? And I looked. Last year it was announced on March 4th because I had the email from Eventbrite, and it was March 4th that I got the email. We're sitting at March 6th, and it used to be in February. So we're pushing closer and closer.
Yeah. I don't like it. I want it now.
So one neighborhood, Canyon Gates, was an exclusive, 3 properties in there. And then streets, they had Rainbow Boulevard, which was a rare, own any 3 properties. They'll appear in the next 24 to 48 hours. There is still one outstanding collection left in the Vegas expansion that hasn't been fully minted.
I would say for the foreseeable future.
They got an office there. They have some sort of deal going on there at the Sahara that
accommodations are reasonable. Like the problem is if you go to like a San Francisco, first of all, after hours, those places become immediately sketchy. Terrible place for conferences. San Diego, those places just become too expensive. So I think Vegas is just kind of the sweet spot, honestly. I don't see any reason that they would change the city. Might they change the venue if they got bigger, but they're not at that point yet. Wonder what the changes are this year that Dirk hinted at. When did he hint that?
On our extravaganza show.
Oh.
I mean, it was 7 hours, so that was it. But you did got it.
Yeah, I wasn't there for all of that.
No, but you were right. You were there when Dirk was there.
Was I? I'll be honest. I was not with
him. Dude, that's why you got 3.9 million UPX.
Oh yeah, that was fun. It'll all be in VR. Yes. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I got really excited. So I have 3 VR systems. I have 2 Oculus and I have the PS4 VR. And I charged up one of my Oculuses the other day, and I was like just playing with it, and I immediately got nauseous. Like just like playing like one game where I was just like walking around. Holy cow! Like I was like, man, I don't know if I'm just old or what, but I don't know how you can play this for hours on end. I immediately got like seasick. It was crazy. Do you have VR? Have you played VR? You do a lot of any VR?
I have experienced it, but I don't have time.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have time. My 9-year-old's bugging me for it, and we keep telling him he's too young still for it.
I mean, he should integrate now. He's going to have a freaking computer circuit in his brain before he graduates high school. So might as well not. might as well start getting used to it. So,
Jesus, TM. No, stop.
jeez, old Pete. Oh yeah, the 3.9 was nice.
No. Also, today there was an article released, "The Future of Blockchain Gaming," and it was wrote up about Pablo, who is the head of the design for Upland. And
Yeah. Oh God.
no, go ahead.
No. I don't really have anything. I was just saying, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's the
Like,
head of product development. And he's been with the team and he's done an amazing job because Upland's always been, they're like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do the blockchain. And you remember when they were trying to figure out when city releases would just crash because too many people were trying to mint at once. You know,
yeah.
they've always pushed the envelope on the technology. I thought it was a really good article and it was a nice feature. And as I read it the second and third time, just because that's what I have to do sometimes to let everything sink in and pick up things that I missed, as they're talking about, well, before I get to my gripe, let's talk a little further about some of the other things. You work in this field with data structures, with the IT stuff. You work in that field. So in your thoughts and opinions, what kind of stuff does Upland need to keep the game up and running each and every month? You know, cost of storage and servers or all that stuff, or
Well, blockchain, I mean, you got a bunch of like blockchain costs that I think are probably much higher than just standard server. I mean, the game aspect and like the digital assets themselves, that's not a lot of data. I mean, in the scope of things, I mean, we're not talking massive 4K video files or anything nuts. Like, they're pretty simplistic. I mean, the polygons, they all more or less run on your phone. So that's probably not a huge cost. The actual, like, yeah, I think it's going to be mostly running the blockchain. So I don't know what their EOS costs are. Really, your development overhead, the difficulty, which cannot be overstated enough, is that you're doing stuff in a completely new medium. Like blockchain gaming is the net new medium. So a lot of the things that are happening, like concurrent minting or being able to say queue up, transactions. So if we're talking, say, using Sparklet, the evolution of smart contracts and how they're actually managing these things. Like these are all like industry first inventions. Like they have to go and create this stuff from scratch. They're having to learn the technology themselves. They're having to implement it. They're having to debug it themselves. Like the software and stuff that I work on is so big now and so used widely. Like I can just go and Google it, and almost certainly somebody else has run into the same issue or had the same question, and I can, piggyback off of that. But in this space, it is very difficult. The talent acquisition and maintaining the talent pool would be very hard, I think, because it would be a very competitive space. And I can tell you, as somebody who has the technology background, like once you start to accredit yourself with certain technologies and blockchain, smart contracts, things like that would be very marketable skills, right? Which means that all of these developers who are working for Upland are also going to be headhunted by everybody else who wants to do this, which means that keeping their talent and getting new talent would be a near constant struggle. So I think seeing somebody like, and I don't want to mispronounce his name. I always want to call him Pavlog. And I'm like, Pablo. Like, he's been around for a while, and I think
Pablo.
Is doing a great job, leading the team. I think as they're expanding out as well, like you're going to see, multiple teams developing things simultaneously. So that's the other thing, is like, how do you keep in sync, ideas or crossbreed? So somebody comes up with something really great for block explorers. How do you make sure that it's accessible to cars and assets and NFLPA and vice versa? So making sure that you're not completely siloed on those technologies as well. It's really hard to build at scale a platform across multiple products like Upland is doing, and having a consistent interface. And we're seeing those gaps in different places in the UX already. And then as well as like different levels of functionality or, interaction, interoperability, I guess is one way to say that. So I don't know.
Yeah, because he talks about, having the infrastructure spanning multiple time zones. R&D focuses on the blockchain innovation. Then they have separate teams handling the quality assurance, the design, the customer support. And then they have robust CI/CD pipelines for code review process to maintain quality across geographical boundaries. And they have people in Ukraine, Poland, Brazil, and other locations. So it's all over. And they have the automated testing frameworks and protocols and future development and deployment.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's great to hear. I mean, I don't know how you deploy an ATF being the automated testing framework. Like we use ATF scripts in my work as well, but you can't account, like if I'm doing a form, right, and I go, here's 5 fields and these fields are mandatory and these fields accept text and these are numerical and this is the password requirements for this field or whatever, you can create an ATF to go and fill that out and check, positive use cases and negative use cases. But I would be very fascinated on how they would possibly ATF something as complex as, this game. Like they could mint, and again, like to scale, like they could scale it to say, hey, let's simultaneously mint 1,000 properties and see what happens. But what you're not going to capture, and what is very difficult to capture, is the user experience. So you can test technical bounds, making sure things, queue correctly, that, how they move and interact, but like you're not getting that user experience. And so as these developers are creating, one of the key components, and I mean, yeah, I love to hear that they have a CI/CD pipeline, and they're definitely going to be using agile development and, reprioritizing as needed.
So for us dumb people, what's CI/CD pipelines?
Oh God.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you can. It's just I could ask the computer. I don't know what the acronym.
Or just big picture. What is that?
It's just having your like product pipeline. So it's understanding what's in your pipeline, and then it's a development life cycle of those products to say, hey, we know what the priority is. It's coming in. It's being agilely developed. People can pick it up on the fly. If something needs to get reprioritized, you're able to do that. And it's continual improvement, continual development, I think is what it actually means.
Okay.
So it's you're continuing. So after it's released, you're continuing to improve it as you're continuing to develop. There it is. Continuous integration, continuous delivery. I knew it was continuous. But the thing that I haven't heard, which to me is a critical step, and is definitely one of my least favorites as a developer, but it is user acceptance testing, UAT. So as much as you can have your, unit testing, development testing, system integration testing, your automated testing framework, all that's great. But where is the user acceptance testing? Where is that test sandbox before it goes live where users can actually use the product and then give feedback? They are going live with product that has never been user tested, and their developers aren't users. So I think we've continually seen a gap in like what users actually want and like what we get delivered most of the time, which is what Upland wants to deliver us. And there's a lot of quality of life things that I think if they were discussed before rolling out could have been addressed, and some things could have been saved that your ATFs are just never going, because you have to program an ATF and you're not going to program it for usability. Like what happens when somebody has 1,000 assets and they need to move something like, so I don't know. I would say to me, that's one gap would be having user acceptance testing, having something before it goes live. Again, just from a functionality perspective. It is a bunch of nerd talk because we got a nerdy interview, which is great, like, and is a good sign. So what you should take away from it, even if you're not in nerd speak, is that you have Upland allowing a developer to speak publicly about their development process. That's important because that shows Upland has confidence in their development process, enough for it to be publicly scrutinized and put on, like, display for people to see. So I think that's a good show of like, hey, we believe in our team. Here's, like, we're putting our best man forward to kind of discuss how it works, to give a little bit more technical prowess to the whole project, right? So if you're going out and you want to talk with other tech shops about your application, that's what you need.
And out of this interview, I did like that they were talking about they're working on a hybrid processing system that optimizes the transactions, but also while maintaining the decentralization of it. I thought it was kind of also interesting where that they were talking about what's coming up next is the advanced scaling solutions, and they were having problems. We had hundreds, and then they worked on the thousands, and now they're working on the millions of simultaneous users without compromising the decentralization. And they're also working on the cross-chain interoperability protocol. And we've always said that we're in early, and I know this is year 5 of Upland, but they're making this stuff up on the fly. We've said this a few times here, and they're figuring it out, but they're also looking for the future. They're also looking for the growth, and they're also looking to make sure that it can operate across all these different protocols so anybody can jump in and move their assets around and have fun with it.
Yeah. No, it'll be, again, I think they have a lot of good things on their roadmap. I think as long as they continue the momentum and building out the functionality and bringing us just some more, there are several complaints I have of, like, user experience and playability in general that I think need to be addressed before it's ever going to go mainstream.
And that's where I was. The story of the article is Upland's growth story, how Upland built a $6 million a month blockchain empire. So I didn't realize it was that much. So that makes me curious. And you don't hear these numbers of what gaming companies take to run stuff and all that fun stuff. But then where is the stuff that we've been asking for? Where's the user playability functions, the filters that we've been asking for your filters in your map assets, filters in your properties when you're trying to find collections, just some of these quality of life things that, and it's been a while since we heard about a quality of life update. And, we're talking about they're managing 60 people on their development team. And I understand they have multiple departments in their development team, but please just give us these quality of lives that we've been begging for 5 years.
Yeah. Again, they're not shiny, they're not profitable, but they are needed. So I don't know. I don't know how much else we can bag for some of this stuff, but
having those things and players come in, you're going to retain the players. Not having these things, you're going to lose more players, and it's going to be a lot of churn. It's going to be a lot of advertising dollars because it's not user friendly in some aspects.
Yeah, and I would be very curious what the retention rate, and then what the cost to reacquire, right? So you have the cost to acquire a new player, but the cost to reacquire a player after they're gone, I have to imagine adds up very quickly. So anyway.
Absolutely. So, and we're not getting on you. We're getting on Upland because we've been here 5 years. We're not going anywhere. We want to see it succeed. We like the community, and it's just, please take care of these little things because we're excited for the Upland future. It's just fix these little things, please.
Yeah.
I like that idea, Cheese.
Indeed. What else you got?
Not much. That it was kind of a light week this week. I was really hoping that we'd have a G Week announcement this week.
Yeah, no, I'm really surprised that there's not a G Week announcement. I'm anxious to book my accommodations. I'm anxious to reach out to the crew to start making plans. You know, there are certain traditions that need to live on that we don't talk about, but are bound to happen again.
I don't know. Is your lady friend coming? Are we doing a Upland wedding?
No.
Is your lady friend coming?
You don't bring sand to the beach.
Okay.
No. No, she works, so exactly. For sure. Yes. All of the yes. I am I don't want to spoil anything, but I want to make like really cool, and I'm going to get with you. I was going to get with you the other day. I want to figure out some like goodie bags. You know how like at the Oscars you give like goodie bags? Like I want to coordinate and have like VIP like goodie bags and do something really fun. I think that would be cool. Like anyway, we'll talk about it. I have some ideas, but I think that would be super cool.
Sorry.
Tattoos, let's go, bro. Let's go. I love it.
The year of the tramp stamp.
The year of the tramp stamp.
Do you have anything for us this week?
No, I do know for those who are looking for updates on the Spark Exchange, Stosh has been working around the clock to get that back up. There is a bunch of defects he has been packaging together. So just stay tuned for that. I know there's been a lot of questions. My skin is pure.
Sounds like
you'd pay money for me to get a tramp stamp? Oh my goodness.
Of Cheese's face.
Of cheese. Let's not even put that into the universe. I don't need that. I don't need that in the universe. But needless to say.
Oh, no, a tramp stamp. Dirk and Edon, one over each cheek. Looking at each other.
Wow. Like make it like I want if they could like have their hands like make a heart over my crack, like hands down, and then like crack it open. Anyway. Yeah. How about an UPX podcast tramp stamp for charity? Oh man. Custom Funko Pop for the goodie bags. Now that would be cool. If you know a guy, Michael, let me know. Hit me up. I would be interested. You need outfit. That's the whole point.
No.
That's the whole point.
I haven't worn my I haven't worn my OG Upland shirt in a really long time on the show.
Yeah. No, I'm like, no, this is it. This is all you're ever getting from me for now. Although it's getting warmer now. So like in my office, like it's actually like it is not like the temperature is quickly getting up in Texas. So I don't know how long I'll be able to pull off this sweater once it gets warm. But yeah.
And then it'll just be the black t-shirt.
Yeah, then it'll just be black t-shirt. I'll get a Too Stupid tramp stamp. Oh, there you go. Let's go.
Oh, geez, TM. Show your lower backs about one of you has a tramp stamp.
Whoa, who talked? Who talked?
Jeez, almost.
Does it smell like mothballs? Smells like nope, never mind. Smells like your mom's house now.
Jeez.
I got nothing.
You got nothing. All right, we have day 7 coming up with 31 Uplanders in 31 days.
Ooh, any guesses? Any guesses who day 7 is?
Except for day 7 can't say who they are.
Oh yeah, except if you are day 7, don't say who you are. I definitely did not forget who was day 7. I definitely remember who was day 7. I have no idea.
That's why I got a cheat sheet.
Unspoken Bullet? No, I do know it's not him because is he on? Oh, well, I guess we're not spoiling.
City Pension.
City Pension. Close, buddy.
Yes, definitely check out Picasso's interview. There were some classic good laughs in that recording.
Yeah, no, go check them all out. What are you talking about? Watch them all. They're amazing.
I was just typing today because Picasso was today. That's all.
Oh yeah, and
definitely want you to watch all 6 and the next 25 to come.
For sure. Yeah, it should be like everyone binges Netflix shows. This is no different. Just pretend it's a Netflix show.
This will definitely be a binge-worthy series.
For sure. Yeah, so the only update on use, Jimmy, is there are some updates coming. The Block Explorer stuff's getting fixed. Stosh actually has some pretty once the foundation gets re-established and back up and running as normal, he's got some interesting ideas that I think it would get me to put some big UPX into what he's doing here in shorthand. So it'd be interesting to watch for sure.
Poppy, I tried. There's some people that I know the community would love to hear from that I really tried to work it to get them to be part of it. That was the name I had on the list and was not able to pull that one off. But that doesn't mean there's a no in the future. It just means no for right now. What's so funny about it there, Cheese?
Yeah, what's so funny, Cheese? Because he talks weird. Like his mom stood too close to the toaster when he was being born.
What? I've never heard standing. No, I'm not saying that, Cheese.
Say I puppy. Say it.
Then you chop it up and make it. No, I know how this goes.
Say it.
Say what?
Say I puppy.
You're not saying it right.
Exactly. Tell me how would you say it?
I don't say that.
No, he's from Cleveland. They couldn't afford a microwave. He's only got a toaster.
Oh, you're horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, that would. I wonder. And nope, I'm not even gonna. Not even go through that. Someone find Radish Head.
Diddy, yes. Let's get Diddy. P Diddy. Oh, hey, there's Poppy.
Yeah.
Poppy says no. He doesn't want the sound of your voice echoing in his head all night.
All right. I'd love Maui. I think everybody needs to send more messages to Maui
All right.
saying that they want to see her as one of the 31 individuals.
Just using a microwave, not an air fryer. Oh, yeah, an air fryer would be good.
Oh, I'll have to look that one up. I don't know if that's legit or
you're like, I don't know. I don't want to say it out loud even. That seems sketchy.
I'm going to look that one up, but I believe it's real. I'm working on something there along there too.
Classic.
So everybody message Maui, tell her to schedule her interview, and we'll get that going. Other than that, thanks for the support so far. Continue supporting the series. I think after we get through these 31 days, looking back at everything, I'm thinking that we should do a recap show talking about the statistics of the show for the 31 days of our different interviewees and just
for sure. The
things.
Demographics, the overall result, for sure.
Yeah. JT, that's not a real player. I searched. I didn't search. I know that's not a real player, JT. Oh, look. Hey, Maui.
It's Maui.
Come join and do your interview, woman.
Do your interview. We want to interview you.
And the community wants to hear from you.
Yeah.
She doesn't speak Spanish, Rock. She speaks Norwegian.
Norwegian. Yeah. I have to be like, I don't know. I don't know.
I thought you were going to spit some Norwegian, and I was going to be thoroughly impressed. I was like,
that would be incredible if I just like came out with straight up Norwegian, like I'm not even gonna try. I got nothing. Like I don't even know what sounds come out of a Norwegian. No, can't say that probably. Yeah, Laban. I guess Laban. I know that's like gummy people. That's all I know.
Yeah, that was some good candy too.
Some legit candy for real. Yeah.
Legit.
The series is legit important. Where are they now? That would be funny. We could do like a year later, like, where are they now? And then it's just like a picture of TM passed out next to a 40. Like, if only NFLPA had done it, maybe we could have saved him.
I would see TM passed out with a 40 tape to each hand doing Edward 40 hands.
Oofda. Norwegian is a singy-songy type language. I think TML could pull it off. Yeah, all right. Well, that sounds fun.
Tune in next week where TML speaks Norwegian to us.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Duolingo some Norwegian.
All right, I'm gonna look that one up too, JT. It's not like you're trying to Google Dick's Sporting Goods and just Google Dick's and
Oofda. Confirmed. Maui says they say oofda. Oofda. That sounds fun.
And Maui, you just have to come on and show us let us hear the proper way to say it.
Come and teach us some Norwegian. Maybe we'll do a little dance. Is there a Norwegian dance we could do? We'll do a little jig. Brock's like, shut it down.
He's like,
absolutely not.
And
yeah, I'd be like, you just lost all of your viewers. You had more following when you were showing toes. Did somebody say toes?
Wrap
it up. You're You're dragging it out now. And when it drags out, you're going to end with toes. I don't know what you want.
All right, before we get to toes, everybody be safe, have fun. We'll see you next week, and make sure you tune into tomorrow's episode and all the wonderful interviews of 31 Uplanders in 31 days. See you soon.
The UPX podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host too stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland property experts, baby, UPX.